The first rose died without warning. It slumped against its trellis at dawn, petals paling from a deep, wind-dark red to the bruised color of old parchment. By midday, it had shed itself completely, a soft, obscene rain of petals pooling at the roots like dried blood. The gardeners would later insist the soil was rich, the weather kind, but Blackthorne Manor had never obeyed the logic of seasons. Eliza Blackthorne watched from the upstairs window, her reflection faint in the glass, her breath leaving a ghost that lingered longer than it should have. Everyone in the family knew what a fading rose meant. A sin had returned. Blackthorne Manor crouched at the edge of the moors like a penitent that had refused absolution. Stone walls darkened by centuries of rain, windows narrow and watchful, ivy clawing its way up the facade as though trying to pull the house back into the earth. The rose garden lay behind it, enclosed by iron fencing wrought in thorned spirals. The roses had been planted generations ago, their lineage as carefully recorded as the Blackthorne bloodline itself. One rose for each member of the household, one bloom per soul. Eliza had grown up hearing the stories in hushed voices, spoken only when the fire was low and the wind pressed its mouth to the windows. An uncle whose rose blackened the night his embezzlement was discovered, dead by morning in his locked study. A great aunt whose petals fell one by one until her lover's bones were uncovered beneath the chapel floor. Sin did not knock at Blackthorne Manor. It bloomed. By the second night, 3 more roses had withered. The staff whispered. Doors were locked earlier. The air inside the manor thickened, as though secrets were fermenting in the walls. Eliza walked the corridors sleepless, the floorboards murmuring beneath her bare feet, portraits following her with eyes too alive for paint. She paused often, heart quickening, certain she could hear breathing behind her, slow, patient, familiar. The roses were remembering. On the 4th night, Eliza dreamt of hands pushing soil aside. She woke with dirt beneath her nails. At dawn, she went to the garden. Mist clung low to the ground, curling around her ankles like something seeking warmth. The roses stood in neat, accusing rows. Most were still in full, terrible bloom, their color rich and pulsing, but gaps had begun to appear. Empty stems where petals had once declared innocence. Her rose stood near the center, still alive, still red, still waiting. Eliza reached out, fingers trembling as they hovered just short of the petals. She had avoided this moment all her life, telling herself that silence was survival, that the past was a locked room best left unopened. But the garden did not forget, and neither did the house. Behind her, the iron gate creaked. "You shouldn't touch them," said her Aunt Margaret, voice thin as thread. "They don't like it." Eliza turned. Margaret's face was drawn tight, her eyes rimmed with a sleepless red. Her rose had been the second to die. "They're dying faster," Eliza said. Margaret laughed, a brittle sound that cracked in the fog. "They always do, near the end." "What end?" Eliza asked. Margaret looked at her then, really looked, and something like pity crossed her face. "Yours, dear." That night, Eliza remembered. The memory rose not gently but violently, like a body breaking water. The summer heat, the smell of crushed petals underfoot. Her cousin Thomas, standing too close, his voice slurred with entitlement, his hand closing round her wrist as laughter drifted from the manor behind them. The way she had shoved him, the way he had stumbled backward into the old well, the stone lips slick with moss, the silence afterward. No scream, just the sound of water swallowing guilt. They had sealed the well by morning. Thomas's disappearance was explained as folly, adventure, tragedy. Eliza learned then how easily a lie could be planted and tended until it flowered into truth. She had been 14. She had never spoken of it again. The roses had waited. At dawn, her bloom began to fade. Petals curled inward, darkening at the edges, as if burned by an invisible flame. Eliza stood before it, the weight of years pressing down on her ribs, making each breath an act of courage. The garden was silent, waiting. "I didn't mean to kill him," she whispered. The rose shuddered. "I was afraid," she said, louder now. "I was a child." A single petal fell. Eliza knelt in the damp earth, skirts soaking through, hands sinking into soil that felt warm, too warm, beneath her palms. "I won't hide it anymore," she said. "I won't let the house keep it." The wind rose, sudden and sharp, tearing through the garden. The remaining roses trembled, their petals rattling like dry bones. Somewhere beneath the ground, something shifted, loosening its grip. Her rose did not recover. It died fully, collapsing into itself, petals dissolving into dust that stained Eliza's hands red, but nothing else withered. Days passed, no new roses faded. The house exhaled, its long-held breath finally released. Servants spoke again. Doors opened, the air lightened. Eliza ordered the well uncovered. The truth followed. Blackthorne Manor did not forgive. It remembered. And as Eliza watched the final rose bush cleared from the garden, soil turned and secrets laid bare, she understood what the blooms had always been counting, not toward death, but toward confession. The roses did not punish sin. They demanded it be named.